era is the greatest? I think that's going to be a debate that will never end. But to me, the era that had the most impact, I would have to say the 80s and 90s era. Watching a game and then going outside and trying to play basketball and the courts being empty, yeah, good luck with that. I might say. You literally not finding no courts empty. And then spectating from the handball side of the fence, you watching everybody play to one day thinking that you big enough or skill enough to play on the court, only to be told to go and play in the park by the older guys. So you go and you start working on your game from the ground up. Case in point,
Exhibit A.
my first 24-hour access basketball rack. And thanks to the mini basketball that my pops bought, I was able to play on it without any issues of it fitting through using a regular size basketball.
Exhibit B.
I give you the courtyard. Basically in here, we wasn't really doing too much. Just dribbling skills, basically working on trying to get past people. We would use these flower pots as goals. Basically, you just had to throw the ball in there, and that was considered a goal. Mainly inside the courtyard, we basically played baseball. And the rules were basically we would use a regular stick and maybe a blue handball, and you had to pitch underhand. So what you had to do is hit the ball straight up, and then if you got it to the, I believe, to the third floor window up to the fifth or fourth, it might have been third floor, that was considered one run. And then getting it to either five and I want to say the seventh floor, that was considered second base. And then from 7 to the ninth floor, that was considered third base. And if you could actually hit it all the way on the roof, that was considered a home run. If the ball basically bounced around and you was able to catch it, that was considered an out. So, fun times.
Exhibit C.
Yeah, we outside now. Hitting up random parks, and every park has monkey bars. You see monkey bars, what we see? Of course, basketball racks. I'm not saying basically what you had to do was you had to pick a goal, or basically pick which section of the monkey bars was going to be counted for the basket, because if the ball went into any other section, it did not count for a point. But I don't know if around this time if NBA Jam came out, but you most definitely was getting NBA Jam vibes. So this was a fun time. Basically, you had kids acting like NBA stars, doing the most silliest stuff. So you had your kids that like to jump, dunking, and then you had your pure shooters, right? Because they earned those titles shooting on knees. So, no backboard, just all rim. So, yeah, pure shooters. So, I think this was actually my first time seeing a kid do a 360 between the legs dunk. And that thing was ridiculous.
Exhibit A through Z.
Now for the creme de la creme, how they say the a la Descartes, however you say that, VIP of basketball journey. This thing, legendary. I'm talking Jay Legend. I'm talking Jay with his glove. Legendary. The milk crate. These things was pretty much everywhere. On every street, every corner, every basement, every park. If your storefront was empty and you wasn't getting too much foot traffic in front of your store, it went there. I said you have it in the park attached to a tree if there was nothing else to put it on. I mean, hell, they put it up on the signs that told you wasn't supposed to be playing. I might say seeing these pretty much everywhere as you walk, kind of one of the reasons why majority of kids walked around with basketballs, either carrying it or mini basketball, having it in the book bag, and basically being able to play anywhere. Because with these milk cartons, you basically could play anywhere. I might say it's in different neighborhoods and the whole nine. I might say, and Don't get it twisted. It wasn't just kids playing on these milk crates, but you got adults playing on them too. I might say my man arm is broke and he's still trying to play basketball. That's how serious it be sometimes. Your man wearing the cast and he's still trying to hoop or at least shoot. Yeah, the milk crate is basically rooted. I can't pinpoint it because this is pretty much a universal thing. So I'm pretty sure the milk crate is deeply rooted in any hooper's backstory. If you play basketball, depending on where you from, rather, I'll be surprised if you said you never took a jump shot on a milk crate, or at least in that time period. Nowadays, you could run to your local Walmart and grab a basketball, right? Play basketball in the house. Ask my parents to get me a little basketball hoop, thinking I'm gonna get, one of the fancy ones that has the little square latch that goes over the door. I asked my moms and my father. So basically I was told, yeah, we'll grab it. Only to come home later to find this ugly little suction cup basket that you really can't do literally nothing on. I might say this thing was so flimsy. You can shoot and this will fall off of whatever you stuck it to. Let alone talk about you trying to dunk. I might say you could touch it the wrong way and it was going to fall. So playing on this was really not an option. I basically made it I guess you could say a bathtub toy. I just took it whenever I took a bath, dunked it in the tub, and stuck it to the side of the tub or underneath the faucet, and basically shot from the other side of the tub. And that was as good as it's gonna get with these suction cup baskets. But I don't even think they make these type anymore. Everything is pretty much with a latch or some sort. Yeah, man. This is a part of the Hooper's history.